You've heard the old saying, kill two birds with one stone. Well, today I'm going to show you a way to kill five birds with one stone, or solve five problems with a single tool. Recently, we were invited to come and speak to a group in the Austin area, and they gave us five different topics that we could talk on: retirement budgeting, stock market corrections, taxes on retirement income, long-term care planning, and estate planning. And after looking at the list, I realized that all of these topics could be addressed by a single tool. If you go in your garage and you want to find a tool to drive a nail, most of us would reach for a hammer. We wouldn't reach for a screwdriver or a pair of pliers because they're not the right tool for the job. So first and foremost, we always want to pick the right tool for the job. But within the area of retirement planning and tax planning and the things we do in our practice, we also look for products that can solve multiple problems with a single tool. Everybody, I'm sure, is familiar with a Swiss Army knife. It's one of those knives that when you open it up, it has all kinds of gizmos on it where it can take a cork out of a bottle or cut or do maybe serve as a scissors. It can do many, many functions with a single tool. And so in our practice, we look for tools that can address multiple issues. In our practice, we do comprehensive retirement planning. What does that mean? It means creating 30-year, 20-year retirement plans for our clients so that they know they won't run out of money before they run out of time. And to do this, we have to build models for our clients based on expenses, based on income, and based on assets. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. We also do tax planning in our practice, pay less tax. Nobody likes paying tax. Long-term care is a huge risk that all of us face as we get older, and our practice spends a lot of time fixing the long-term care problem, showing people how to preserve assets and qualify for federal and state benefits. And then finally, we do estate planning. We're not attorneys, but we guide our clients on getting the right legal documents to protect their wishes so that their wishes are protected. So let's walk through these five different areas. In building a retirement budget, many of the families that come to see us, they have one underlying question: will I outlive my savings? And that's kind of fear-driven, and we go, let's solve this problem, and we help our clients by building a financial model. And this is not rocket science, but it does take very powerful software to do it. And we build in all of the expenses that a client anticipates. What's the monthly lifestyle budget of how much you want to spend each month? We then build in known sources of income, because if you have income, that's going to offset those expenses. And that leads to an interesting question: will you be cash negative or cash positive in retirement? And in our practice, we're always trying to show our clients how to be cash positive. You're going to see the income word on many slides in this presentation. And the reason is, this is the basis of our practice. What we found through years of helping hundreds, thousands of families with retirement planning, people that have more income in retirement, more guaranteed income in retirement, have better financial outcomes. They can spend more money comfortably in retirement and know that they'll still have money left to leave a legacy to the heirs that they want to leave it to. So in our retirement budgeting, it's pretty simple. We take those lifestyle expenses. We then work with our clients to maximize what they're going to receive from Social Security. Social Security is one of the forms of income that's indexed for inflation. It goes up every year if there's inflation. And so we want to maximize that lifetime benefit. And then usually there is a shortfall. And so we look for ways to create lifetime income. And the products we use are only one way to create lifetime income. We have clients, in fact, my former father-in-law, he's passed away. He was a big fan of dividend-paying stocks that generated income. We have other clients that have rental properties that generate income. And so there's a number of ways to create income in retirement we use a specific product, and the product we use is a tax-deferred annuity. This is a product where you can fund it and allow the income potential to grow over time until you want to turn it on. And once you turn it on, it then becomes a lifetime payout. It's a form of income you can't outlive. Even if you drain the underlying annuity, the lifetime income continues. This is particularly useful for couples where one spouse is usually going to outlive the other. And if you're going to go to heaven, you don't want to leave your other spouse bankrupt or short on cash. And so by creating lifetime income, it pays out no matter which spouse is alive. Another thing that many people worry about, and it's stock market corrections. And, we've all seen what's happened in the markets the last couple of months with the new administration. They're trying a number of interesting strategies, applying tariffs to all of the countries we do business with, and other programs. They're trying to cut government expenses. I understand that, but it's created some uncertainty in the market. And we've seen the market respond by going through some pretty significant or violent swings up and down at a time when no one's really sure what the long-term impact of tariffs are going to be on the economy. Are they going to cause a significant rise in inflation? Are they going to drive costs up, which will cause the Fed then to respond and raise interest rates to try to stave off more inflation? And so the question is, how bad will the markets get? Well, if there was an ideal investment, it would be one that grows when the stock market is up and stays level when the market drops, and offers the ability to generate lifetime income. And that's what a tax-deferred annuity is. It's an instrument that participates when the market's up. You can get 5, 6, 7, 9, 10% growth in an upside market. But when the market's down, if you have a tax-deferred annuity, a fixed tax-deferred annuity, then it doesn't participate in downside corrections. So this same product we use for generating income to support a budget also avoids market corrections. And as I mentioned, it's generating lifetime income. And the third topic that we wanted to talk about was no one's happy about paying taxes. And this is specifically true on taxes on retirement income. If you have an IRA or a 401k or a 403b or a 457 plan, these are all accounts that were funded while you were working with pre-tax dollars. And we got a tax break when we contributed to our 401k or IRA years ago. But the tax man cometh. When we turn 73 in this country, we have to start taking mandatory required minimum distributions, or RMDs. They start out at about 3.6% at age 73, and the percentage you have to take out annually goes up every year as you get older. Well, how does a tax-deferred annuity help in this situation? You take a portion of the funds you've got in accounts that are taxable, you put them into tax-deferred annuity and turn on lifetime income. And that lifetime income satisfies the RMD requirement. You got to take money out one way or the other, so take it out as lifetime income. Well, over time, that lifetime income is going to drain the annuity account value. Let's say you start out with 100,000, maybe after 10 or 12 years, it's down to 1 or 2,000. And at that point, we go back to the company that issues the annuity and say, hey, you remember that IRA I set up with you years ago? I want to now convert it to a Roth. And if you do that, if you do that, then the income going forward, remember it's lifetime, becomes tax-free income. So if you're interested in seeing how to take tax-free money out of an IRA or a 401k, Tara and I can show you how to do this, how to set up an annuity, turn on income, and over a period of time, essentially get paid out everything you put in plus whatever it's earned. And then eventually you get tax-free money from the annuity. So reason number 4 And this is a big one. Remember, I said we wanted to talk a little bit about long-term care. Our practice started back in 2002 doing long-term care planning. And we found out very quickly this is the number one reason that seniors go broke in the United States. It's trying to pay for long-term care because it's frightfully expensive. It doesn't matter whether you're getting it at home or in assisted living, or you end up getting the skilled nursing where it's the most expensive. Long-term care is expensive. And IRA and 401k accounts, if you're in a nursing home, those are countable assets, and the state wants you to spend them all down until you're essentially below $2,000. Well, we found about 4 years ago, the state of Texas changed its rules on IRA, 401k, qualified retirement accounts, and said, if you hold those funds in one specific product, that they are exempt, which means people that have substantial IRAs can, just by rolling it over from a brokerage account into a tax-deferred annuity, you exempt the funds. You get to protect them, keep them, spend them, but they don't count against the lifetime spend down that's required to get on Medicaid. You get to keep your money. And the product that we talked about earlier, the tax-deferred annuity, it's the one that not only generates lifetime income, but it exempts the assets that are inside the IRA, and it exempts it from Medicaid spend down. So if you're concerned about losing your savings, your IRA 401k savings, to a skilled nursing home, come and see us, because we can show you ways to preserve those assets from long-term care spend down. And the last one is estate planning. Within our practice, we want to make sure that our clients have the right legal documents, and the underlying goal is to avoid probate. So what is probate? Probate's the process after we die of passing assets out to heirs and retitling those assets. So if I have a home or a vehicle or land or financial accounts, those accounts often go through probate. They have a probate judge read a will and determine who is supposed to receive the funds, and the judge appoints an executor, and that executor then distributes the assets. Well, we learned a long time ago that there's an easy way to avoid going through probate, and that's by putting a beneficiary designation on all assets. If you put a beneficiary on your home, you can do that with what's known as a ladybird deed, or if you put it on your car, which is a beneficiary title, or on financial accounts, including annuities, none of the assets go through probate. They automatically pass to your named heirs privately, safely, no will disputes, no challenge to your wishes. The assets move to the people that you have intended for the assets to go to. And so you avoid probate. Probate's not expensive in Texas, but it costs $2,000 or $3,000 because probate judges have gotten a little lazy. They require individuals, sons and daughters who want to probate their mom or dad's estate, to bring in an attorney to guide them through the probate process. And when you get an attorney involved, you're going to spend $2,000 or $3,000. So once again, we use annuities. They solve a multitude of problems, and one of them is avoiding probate. So let's kind of summarize here. 5 problems, 1 solution. Retirement budgeting. Well, we plan and we use annuity income to create cash flow where people are cash positive each month. It's like when you're working, you're not worried about paying the bills because you have guaranteed lifetime income coming in to support that. The annuities we write avoid stock market corrections. They go up in good years, but they go level or go sideways in down years. So you're never worried about taking a 40% haircut on money you've worked so hard to save. We talked briefly about how to reduce taxes on retirement income. You're going to have to take required minimum distributions if you have an IRA or a 401k. Why not use the income rider, the income feature that generates lifetime income on a portion of your IRA 401k funds to cover the RMD? Got to take the money anyway. And eventually, tax-deferred annuities provide the only way to convert future lifetime income into tax-free Roth income. We touched on long-term care planning, and for many of us, we have a home, we have IRA 401k accounts. Those are our principal assets. Well, your home is exempt from Medicaid spend down. but your IRA and 401ks aren't. And so by rolling them over into a tax-deferred annuity, you can shield all of those assets from a nursing home spend down and immediately qualify for Medicaid benefits. And last but not least, we want to avoid probate. And by doing that, we position our assets we put a beneficiary title on each one of our assets, home, car, burial programs, all of that, including financial assets, and we avoid probate. Well, that's covering a lot of ground. Five stones, one bird, or 5 birds and 1 stone. This is the way we go about helping create a safe, secure retirement. If you have other questions or you'd like to know more about how to secure your own retirement, please give us a call.